Good morning. We are reading the story. We're on page 22. We just finished talking about, where were we? We were with Jacob and Esau, and Jacob is just about to go and meet his brother Esau again. Esau had been really upset with Jacob. But now God has blessed Esau, but Jacob is still afraid to meet Esau. Why?
Because he took away Esau's cousin. He doesn't know what Esau's bringing with him for revenge.
Yes. Okay, so we'll pick up right there and see what happens. Jacob sent messengers ahead of him to his brother Esau. So he's trying to get somebody to go find out, like, what's going on with Esau. Is he going to be hateful? Is he not? But notice that God is bringing him back to face what he's done. So
Letting him run away from it.
Yeah, it's been many, many years, but he has to come back and face what he's done to his brother. Yep. So Jacob.
That'd be like me stealing you.
Jacob instructs them. He says, "This is what you are to say to my lord Esau." Interesting, he calls him my lord Esau.
I think Esau would be I think if Esau was there, he would be like, continue.
Yes, you're not wrong. Your servant Jacob says, this is what he wants his servants to tell his lord Esau. Your servant Jacob says,
Yes.
Your servant, the one who stole your inheritance, your servant. I have been staying with Laban and have remained there until now. I have cattle and donkeys, sheep and goats, male and female servants. Now I'm sending this message to my lord that I might find favor in your eyes. When the messengers returned to Jacob, they said, "We went to your brother Esau, and now he's coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him." In great fear and distress, Jacob divided the people who were with him into two groups, and the flocks and the herds and the camels as well. He thought, if Esau comes and attacks one group, the group that is left may escape. Does it say who he puts in front? I don't know if it does. Can you guess who he puts in front?
His family.
He puts his least favorite wife in front. He puts Rachel in the back because Rachel is his favorite wife.
He's like, Leah, go off, get yourself killed.
I don't know if that says it here, but I think that was pretty, I don't know. And he stays behind too.
He's like, Leah, go and get yourself killed. We'll be back here in the safe zone.
Then Jacob prayed, "O God of my father Abraham, God of my father Isaac, Lord, you have said to me, go back to your country and your relatives, and I will make you prosper. I am unworthy of all the kindness and faithfulness you have shown your servant. I had only my staff when I crossed this Jordan, but now I have become two camps. Save me, I pray, from the hand of my brother Esau, for I am afraid he will come and attack me, and also the mothers with their children. But you have said," he's talking about what the Lord has said, he's saying, "but the Lord, you said to me, I will surely make you prosper and will make your descendants like the sand of the sea, which cannot be counted." So I was just listening to somebody, a little like sermonette, a little short clip, who was just saying that a lot of times the Lord will put a dream in your heart, that he won't tell you all of the things you're going to have to go through to get there. Like he's put this dream in Jacob's heart to go back to his country where the Lord said he will prosper him. But he hasn't told Jacob all the things that he will have to go through. And what's the first thing he has to go through?
His brother.
Yes, facing what he's done. If he had known, do you think he would have gone?
Nope.
Probably not. That's why the Lord doesn't tell us. He just says, this is where I'm going to get you to. And you're like, yes, let's go. And then you come into the first hurdle or the first obstacle and you're like, oh no, backtrack. So he spent the night there. And from what he had with him, he selected a gift for his brother Esau. 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 ewes, 20 rams, 30 female camels with their young, 40 cows and 10 bulls, and 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. He put them in the care of his servants, each herd by itself, and said to his servants, go ahead of me. and keep some space between the herds. All right, Chris, it's a little loud. He instructed the one in the lead, when my brother Esau meets you and asks, who do you belong to and where are you going? And who owns all these animals in front of you? Then you are to say, they belong to your servant, Jacob. They are a gift sent to my lord, Esau. Yes.
I think Esau is really enjoying all these things coming to us.
And he is coming behind us, meaning Jacob is coming behind us. He also instructed the second, the third, and all the others who followed the herd. You are to say the same thing to Esau when you meet him, and be sure to say, your servant Jacob is coming behind us. For he thought, I will pacify him with these gifts I am sending on ahead. Later when I see him, perhaps he will receive me. So he's like, we'll just give him these gifts and he'll forget about that I took his full inheritance.
And then we can make a quick escape.
So Jacob's gifts went ahead of him, but he himself spent the night in the camp. That night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 female servants, and his 11 sons, and crossed the ford of Jabbok. After he had sent them across the stream, he sent over all his possessions, so Jacob was left alone. See, it doesn't tell you the order he sent them in. Rachel he put last. I'm not sure if he sent the servants first, but I think it was Leah and her servants, Rachel and her servants. Remember, he also loved the servants like wives as well, the female servants. So there was a lot of conflict going on in that household. When the man saw that After he had sent them across, he sent over all his possessions. So Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. Okay, I think we're going to stop there.
This really skips a lot.
Well, it's telling the story, so it's not the Bible word for word. It's kind of trying to tell you the story that's going along. In fact, I might go here because this is where Jacob has to tell his name. And it's just a little more. A man wrestled with him. And this man is a pre-incarnate Jesus. Whenever you see the man, usually it means it's talking about Jesus before he's Jesus. It's kind of like God the Son coming down to address Jacob. But he hasn't come to be Jesus yet. He's just God the Son he's coming to get some things straight with Jacob. Coming to straighten out his perspective a little bit. When the man saw that he could not overpower Jacob, so the man could not overpower him. Now listen to this sentence. When the man, who is God, saw that he could not overpower Jacob, he touched the socket of Jacob's hip so that his hip was wrenched out of place as he wrestled with the man. And then the man said, let me go, for it is daybreak. So this kind of a confusing sentence because it's God wrestling with Jacob. So who had the power?
God could have just snapped his fingers and Jacob would have been.
We can see he has the power just from what it says in the very next part. He touched the socket of his hip. He touched it and it went out of place. It was like,
a woman, who are you here?
So it's not that he doesn't have the power, but he's allowing Jacob to continue, and to continue wrestling with him until finally he says, let me go, for it's daybreak. But Jacob replied, I will not let you go unless you bless me. And the man asked him, what is your name? This is a very important question because the last time that Jacob had been asked, what is your name? Who asked him? Do you remember? His father Isaac. And what did he reply?
Esau.
He said Esau. The last time somebody asked him his name, he lied. This time, he has to come clean. And he has to tell the truth about who he is. And he said Jacob, because what does Jacob mean? The name Jacob means what? Deceiver. He has to say, I'm a deceiver. And then the man said, your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with man, and you have overcome. And really what we see in here is that God overcame Jacob. I don't have time to go into all of it, but God prevails here in Jacob's life, and his name is changed to Israel because God has prevailed. If you hear a little laughter, that's my husband. He's having a little time of his life over there. And Jacob said, "Please tell me your name." But the man replied, "Why do you ask my name?" And then he blessed him there. So Jacob called the place Peniel. Whenever you see that word El, it means God. It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared. So Jacob knew he has seen God, and yet he still lives. He knew who had the power at that point. He had been wrestling with this man. It's kind of like when a son wrestles with his dad. The little son wrestling with his dad.
The dad, he doesn't go all out on the son because if he did, the son would survive in the first 5 seconds.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up there at tomorrow. We've ended on page 24. All right.